Hi, my name is Gary Glass. I'm the director of the American Home Brewers Association. I'm teaching you how to make beer at home. In this segment, we'll cover the actual brewing process. And what we're doing here is we're going to be brewing a very simple batch of beer. It's a German-style Hefeweizen that's in the Introduction to Zymurgy magazine. Let's get started. What I've done is I've got our malt extract. This is a wheat malt extract. I've been soaking this in some hot water just to get it warmed up. It'll flow a lot better that way. So we've got 2 cans of the wheat malt extract. We've got an ounce of Liberty hops, and we have some Y yeast, Hefeweizen yeast. And with this particular type of yeast, it's called a smack pack. You actually smack a little packet of wort, which will feed the yeast in the packets. Now, in the meantime, we've been heating up a gallon of water on our stove. So I'm going to now add this warmed extract to the water that's on the stove. Before I start adding it in, though, I'm going to take it off of the burner because the extract will sink right down to the bottom, and if it's sitting on the burner itself, it'll scorch on the bottom. So you want to make sure you take it off the burner before you add the extract in. Pull that off. So the kettle, the spoon, everything that's going to go into the boiling water, it doesn't need to be sanitized. The boiling will do that for us. So we're just going to pour in 2 cans of extract and stir it in. Make sure it's thoroughly mixed before you put it back on the burner. That way none of it will be stuck to the bottom where it could burn and scorch, and that will definitely cause some off flavors if you do that. Pours much nicer since we've warmed it up. If you don't warm it up, it comes out very thick and it moves pretty slowly. A little harder to dissolve. Try and get as much of that extract out of the can as you can. Another little trick is you can dip the can itself in there, and the hot wort will help melt the extract and swirl it around in there. And that's one down. Do it over again. All right, so we've got our extract added in to the kettle. It's all stirred up. We'll put it back on the burner, and we're going to bring it to a boil. Our wort is coming to a boil now. That's what beer is called before it's actually fermented. So until we add the yeast, it's not beer yet, it's wort. Just coming up to a boil, so we're ready to add our hops in. And we're using pellet hops. And now as it comes to a boil at the beginning, it'll tend to be very, very foamy. And even though it looks like there's a lot of room in this kettle, it'll fill the whole thing up. So you've got to be pretty diligent when it first starts to come to a boil. Make sure you're stirring it. You might need to turn down your temperature if it really does get foamy. But yeah, definitely want to be right on top of this when it's first starting. But now we're going to boil this for half an hour, and then we'll be ready to add it to our fermenter.